Good morning.
Good morning, Marilyn. And you're making me smile and laugh over here. Also, good morning, Breakfast with Champions. If this is your first time hearing my voice or knowing who I am, please just put some stars in the chat because I want to know who you are. If you didn't know, this is Breakfast with Champions, in my opinion, the #1 morning show. And I just wanted to take a few extra minutes before we get started to say good morning and hello, because if you are up on a Saturday at 5:30, you're a different type of creature. Now, I have to be totally honest. Usually on Saturdays, I'm listening, but I'm not up. I'm not moving. And Monica is normally in here, and I love Monica's segments because she has such a soothing voice. She gives good information. So if you are in the building and this is your first time, put some stars in the chat. Okay, so here everyone knows me. They know my name. Okay, so if you know me, put some smiley faces in the chat. And I want to say good morning to Vlad. Vlad, this is your first week on Clubhouse. This is an amazing place. Sue, Tino, Andrea, Manu, Andrea, and Johnny. Welcome, welcome. Let's all make a concerted effort right now to just follow the person next to you, above you. I know we're not going to be in these Clubhouse streets like we used to, but it still is good to connect and collaborate with other people. Follow the person next to you. Come up on stage. This is the place where everyone gets a seat at the table. And let me tell you how important that is. If you want to stretch your mindset, if you want to stretch your finances, who you are. Hi there, Elaine Francis. How are you today, girl? Hey, girl, hey. I see Ree-Na with that beautiful photo. All right, let me go in this chat and see who's awake with me. Yay! So my mother Hattie is with me. Maria, good morning. Of course, Dr. Fred. Dr. Fred, get ready to chat. I see Kim Farr. I see Angeline. Dr. Fred, I'm actually going to try to send you a link so that you can join us here. Angeline, if you can try to give Dr. Fred a link, because so normally I like to go live all the time, and this morning I was like, oh, I don't feel like going live. But then I realized in life, when you probably don't feel like doing something, that's probably when you should do it, right? So if you're on Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on YouTube, you can actually see my face right now. And I've got some special guests coming up with me. Renee's going to change the link at the top, and that is going to be my link tree. And that's where you have an opportunity to go to all my different places. So let me go back to this chat. I see, of course, Dora Maria. Grab a notebook and pen because today's topic is going to be absolutely amazing. The theme of today's topic is from a song called Don't Stop Believing. It's by Journey. Has anyone ever heard of that song? Don't Stop Believing?
Only so you don't sing along with me. Have to question you, right? Sing along.
Now, did you know that the actual phrase Don't Stop Believing is at the very end of the song? Did you know that? And here we go. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. All right, I'm not gonna say torture you, but we don't have time for the whole thing. But we all kind of know the song. Yes. That's the theme of today's topic, and then I'm going to surround it with systems, because when you're in business, you have to have some type of system. So good morning, Rocky. Good morning, Natasha, Melvin, Don, Maria. I see you there. Kim Farr. All right. So before we actually get started, I want us to share this room out in the hallways. There's currently 35 of us in this space, and 131 people have gone through the hallways, gone through the room, which is great. So click that little button at the bottom, give it a share. I see my Ade here, and I do want to hear from you when it comes time for shares, but I think I still have the album. Oh my gosh, you have albums, Kim? Do people still have albums? My parents used to have a record store. I don't know what they did with all those records, but could you imagine? So the reason why I played that song is because I wanted to share something with you that I'm currently working on. I'm super, super, super nervous and scared. I don't know if anyone here has ever heard of TEDx, if you've ever heard of Toastmasters. Well, TEDx is something that I want to do really, really bad. I've been working towards it, the thought of it in my mind, and I said, you know what? I'm going to join Toastmasters to support me and help me with speaking. And there's a speech contest, and I'm actually going to the next level. So I said, why not practice here today? So if you don't know who I am, I'm going to share with you a little bit about who I am along with the theme. So here we go, Crow. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Can you recall a dream or goal you accomplished? and at some point thought you would never do it? Maybe it was the sight of your spouse at the altar right before you got married. For me, it was completing a full marathon in Paris. These are moments that change your life forever. They leave a lasting impression, positive or negative, that shapes who you are and who you will become. It's important to recognize these moments and how they impact you. By doing so, you can gain a greater understanding of who you are. I want to remind you the importance of persevering, no matter what. Success and achieving your goals is a feeling I can't describe. Just don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. When things get tough, you must hold on to the feeling that things will get better. Now, my don't stop believing philosophy was tested Friday, February 26, 2016, in New Jersey. It was about 20 degrees and it was so cold. I could feel it in my bones, and I hate the cold. Now, this time I was actually in the best shape of my life. And if you're a woman over 40, you know that can be kind of challenging, right? My daughter was a dancer for the NBA, and my son Jamal was the owner of 2 sneaker stores. Now, around 8 o'clock in the morning, I was driving him to work. We would call these mommy son times, discussing his dreams of having 5 kids and opening a store in California. But this day felt a little different. Before he got out the car, I looked at him and I thought, you sure do have an attractive son, Tina. As he looked at me, I noticed there was a sun ray going across his face. He smiled at me, and it was the most beautiful smile I had ever seen. He kissed me on the cheek, said, "I love you, Ma," then jumped out the car. What a great moment. Now, Jamal's relentless commitment to his dreams was a quality of his character. He embodied the don't stop believing philosophy. Even in the face of adversity, he never stopped believing that he would be a successful business owner one day. Despite losing his vision in his left eye, surviving a near fatal car accident, and the setback of his first store's failure, Jamal refused to give up. Around 9:15 that night, my daughter called me. "Get to Rahway, something happened to Molly now!" Now, at first, I wasn't worried. I got in the car and started speeding down the highway. I called him, no answer. I called the police station and the hospital. They didn't have him. I even called the mayor of the town. Nothing. When I got to the street, I noticed it was blocked off with yellow and black caution tape. Have you ever been in a crowd with a bunch of people bunched up together? That's what it looked like. When I stopped the car, I was frozen. Looking down the street, I saw the lights from the police cars, the ambulances. My daughter screamed on the phone, "What's going on?" Now, I was worried. Now, I was scared. My mind was completely blank in regards to what was going on. Have you ever drawn a conclusion to something and you were uncertain about what actually was going on? That's what I experienced. Got out the car and started running down the street. Now, the store was only about 100 feet away, but it felt like an eternity. The closer I got to the shop, the faster I ran, and I saw the door handle, and all I wanted to do was open it up and see my son's face, but it was locked. And a police officer grabbed me from behind and said, "You can't go in there." It felt like I was in a movie. It was dark, it was cold, it was dreary, and everyone was just standing around like statues, saying nothing. I was pacing back and forth, saying, "Where is my son? Where is my son?" And nobody would say anything. I went over to a police officer, and he looked at me with the most hurtful expression in his eyes, as if he was thinking, "I don't want to tell you this." I said, "Where is my son?" He looked at me and said, "I'm sorry, miss, your son is dead." I will never forget that moment. I made a decision to push through the pain and not stay paralyzed. I believe God set me up for this moment. In my teenage years, I attempted suicide twice. A domestic violence relationship nearly killed me. And when my dad died at the age of 49, I was committed to a psychiatric hospital for 8 weeks. The next day, I got a call from the New Jersey Sharing Network, which is an organ donor company. Can you believe my son was an organ donor? I was flooded with emotion after this call and realized I had to make a difference in the world, so his death had significance. Fitness is my passion. I focused on mindset work like breathing, yoga, and exercise classes to keep me grounded. Supporting others on their fitness journey is how I continue to move forward and push through the pain. My daughter and I started a nonprofit called the Molly Gaines Program. We shared his story, and because of our efforts to give back to the community, his story won an Emmy Award. I share this to show you that even in the midst of disaster, things do get better. Embrace the power of belief. It's easy to give up when faced with challenges. It is in these moments that our beliefs matter. Life's strongest triumphs often come after difficult circumstances. So, like the song from Journey, don't stop believing and hold on to that feeling to stay committed to your dreams and goals. So, today, I want to know what obstacles you have overcome to not stop and don't stop believing in your dreams. I have some special guests, and if you're watching me, I'm pulling my girl Angeline through today, who has supported me so much in my business. And as you heard me say, fitness is my passion. How you doing today, Angeline?
Good morning, good morning. I'm doing so good. You got me up bright and early on a Saturday.
Yes.
Which is so great because I've been wanting to get back into my morning routine, and Stars, you always stretch and challenge me, so I thank you. I love you.
Yes.
And yes.
You guys have to come. Don't stop believing. You guys have to come through and look at Angeline. And the great thing about Angeline and myself is we push and stretch each other. So I run an online fitness boutique studio. I'm also a coach for people that are looking to transform their mind and body. And before I met Angeline, I was doing all the things. Like I was everywhere from MailChimp, Squarespace, Flipping Well, trying to do it all, feeling like a rat in a cage that could not find its way out. And I met her through a group called MomLink. And we just started talking, and she said how she's got this thing, she says pretty. She loves sparkles. And she's like, that's not pretty. That's not pretty. That's not a pretty form, Tina. So I said, well, what are you talking about? Long story short, guys, she has supported me in my business. So everything comes to one place. If you're a business owner right now and you're looking to make things a little bit simpler, make them look a little more professional, she's the one who did that for me. I'm not saying that I stopped believing in my business, when I met her. It was just kind of tough. And she's helped me push through even more. So, oh my gosh, she's got a fan, guys. You have to see her. You look so cute, Angeline. So I want to talk to her today about stretching yourself and pushing yourself to be a little bit better. So when times get tough, you can do that. So Angeline, if you would like to unmic and share with us your thoughts on today's topic of don't stop believing in yourself to get your dreams accomplished.
I love this topic, and I love that your signature speech has just been amazing. You're just amazing, Stars. I just have to give you your flowers because I am blown away every time I hear you speak, and the energy and the heart that you share, especially about your son. And I just love you. But when it comes to don't stop believing, I honestly feel it's about finding ways to simplify the systems in your life, whether it be internally or externally, and how to push forward through that and how to face forward through that, because it can be tough, especially when you have an entrepreneurial heart and mind. We go in through this cycle always of self-sabotage, of where we don't believe in ourselves because we get stuck in the overwhelm after we glean and learn from all the experts on exactly what we're supposed to do. And then we're not like, well, how am I supposed to do that, right? So My goal is to really help others know that just keep it simple. Streamline it as best as you can. I learned from experience for myself because, like you and like many of you, I wear many hats. And until I found the systems internally and externally through my business, how to keep that all together in one spot and know that I can work smarter, not harder. It was hard to keep on going on, if that makes sense.
Yes, yes, yes. And I want to show everyone an example of some of, well, it's not your work, but of your system. So if you click the link at the top, that goes to my link tree. And we're going to Dallas. I'm so super excited. We're going to be hugging each other shortly. And we actually in person in Florida for the Mom Link event as well. So this is going to be even better. But as you know, BWC is having an event. And if someone can put that in the link in the chat, it's a meetup with, I believe TM's going to be speaking there. I think he just came in the building. Good morning, TM. But if you click the link at the top, you'll see something that says Vision Board Recap. That's something that her systems, it didn't create it, I created it, but her system actually built it. And I love how it is so simple. In the past, when I made landing pages or things like that, they were just kind of not as pretty. So I want to invite you to our Vision Board Recap. And I decided to invite some friends. You know how like when you go to a concert, it's like Jay-Z and friends, Beyonce and friends. So I invited my friends, and Angeline's going to be talking about faith in this recap. Where are you in faith for the year? Also, Dr. Tangi is going to be talking about fitness. Megan DiMartino is going to be talking about finances. And I'm talking about mindset because that's like my main gist right there. I want to leave space if anyone wants to share or converse and their thoughts on the topic. Just unmic right now. Ade, how are you today, Mama? I love Ade. She's absolutely amazing. Ade, are you able to chat with me?
Of course I can chat with you because I love you too. Yes, I'm doing really, really well. And like you say, when you put your mind to something, then you believing in yourself will get you to the place that you need to be, irrespective of what people say, what people think, or even at times when you perhaps are a little bit wobbly, you can dig deep because you believe in where you're going and what you want to achieve. Watch this space.
Quick question for you, because I know you're the heart lady. Has there ever been, either for yourself or for a client of yours, where you found someone's heart or their thoughts there were stopping them from believing in themselves and pushing through?
Yeah, 100%. It happens to all of us at different times. And some of the times it's external, and it's because something said has triggered them back to a place where they weren't feeling good about themselves, or they have heard words that are trying to sabotage them from moving forward. And as a result, they don't, because they still stay in that place of negativity. And then, of course, there's the words that you say to yourself as well when things get hard. And things do get hard at different times. You do get thrown curveballs. But how do you deal with them? You believe in yourself and know that you can overcome. Things don't happen overnight. You have to work through whatever issue comes your way, and you will get to the place that you need to if you believe in yourself.
I love that, Ade. The thing I want to touch on really quick that you said is when you said it doesn't happen overnight. And one of my clients, I was talking to her, and she's been with me for like 2.5 months. And we're talking, and she's like, but it happened overnight for you. I was like, girl, no, it didn't. I've been in business for over 10 years. It may have not been just fitness. I started 10 years ago, with my kids' modeling company and fashion shows and talent shows and pageants and plays. And then she's like, well, it happened overnight for Glenn. I was like, no, it didn't. What are you talking about? So a lot of people look at the big shiny things at what's going on and think it's an overnight thing, but it's not. I want Dr. Fred to share, because whenever he unmics, it's just jewels of gold. So if you're ready to drop some science here, some science and gold, Dr. Fred is an amazing coach. If you're looking to write a book and find your worth, he's a worthologist. And, I coach with him, and he's taught me, you have to think a little, well, he didn't say this, but know your worth. Dr. Fred, what are your thoughts on today's topic?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Greetings from the Dominican Republic.
Ooh, you sound great. Wow. Congrats being in the DR.
Yeah, we're out here on an education, entrepreneurial, evangelism mission, and I'm excited about it. The topic today is just like fire, okay? Ade, I love what you shared and what she was sharing there just a moment ago. Stars Tina, don't stop believing. That's huge. That's huge. Now, Stars Tina?
Yes.
There's a couple of ways I could go this morning. You asked me about the topic, so why don't I stay on the topic? Because I started to push back a little bit on things don't happen overnight.
Ooh, we like that.
You want me to push back on that a little
Push
bit?
back, push back.
The key to, you've heard it said money is attracted to speed, right? And people want things fast, right? And there's a lot of things that can happen fast. I know that there's a lot of work has to go into this whole process, but transformation is something that can happen pretty fast if you don't stop believing. Period. It's the moment you believe that it happens. And he said unto them, have faith. And he said, if you believe, and when they believe, that's when it happened. But let me jump back onto this. As far as not stopping believing, I took the bar exam, okay? The bar exam in Louisiana, when I took that exam, it was a 3-day exam. It was handwritten. And you write in the bar, it was handwritten for 3 days, 8 hours a day. And I finished law school, went through a whole lot of resistance going through law school. And you get that letter at the end of the bar exam telling you whether you passed or failed. So you take the bar exam, and it's 3 days to write, 8 hours, so it's at 24 hours. Dear Mr. Jones, we regret to inform you, you failed.
I'm not laughing at you. It's just the way you said it. You failed.
You failed. So you take the bar exam. You only give it twice a year. So January, I think in July, February and July. I go at it again. Dear Mr. Jones, I regret to inform you, you failed. Now, mind you now, don't stop believing. I already made an F in English. Undergrad. And then I struggled in English in high school, but I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to do this thing, right? Take the bar exam second time. Dear Mr. Jones, we regret to inform you, you failed. Take it the third time. Dear Mr. Jones, we regret to inform you, you failed. By now, the wife is gone, got 2 kids, living by myself, no food, staying warm by the fire from the stove. I'm struggling, living off credit cards. Take the bar exam the 4th time. Dear Mr. Jones, we regret to inform you, you failed.
Oh my gosh.
By now, stars, they're not giving the bar exam twice a year. I have to wait an entire year, because after you fail it 3 times, you got to wait for a whole year before you can take it over. So I take the bar exam the 5th time. By now, I don't have food. A buddy of mine pulled up to the house. He said, open the door, little bro. He opened the door and he threw food in, because my kitchen door was right by my driveway. And I said, wow. I didn't have food. He threw food in. He said, you taking the bar exam tomorrow? I said, yeah. I said, I don't have a ride. I said, because the engine of my vehicle went out on yesterday. I'm like, oh, yeah. He said, I'll pick you up. He took me to the bar exam. I took the bar exam the 5th time. Dear Mr. Jones, we regret to inform you, you fail. The 6th time, Dear Mr. Jones, Star Tina took 7 times before I took that bar exam, before I passed. 7. Now, I'm a member of the United States Supreme Court Bar. I've published 7 books myself, all best-selling books. I've helped hundreds of other people write and publish books. And as you said, I'm the world's only worthologist. I believe your value is unlimited. Your worth is without measure, but your price is what you're willing to accept. Check this out. If you don't quit. Start taking back to you.
Wow, I think I respect you even more now after that story. Thank you so much for sharing. I know a lot of people would have stopped after 3, like in baseball, but 7 is my magic number. That's why, I said, that's my coach. He's amazing, and he pulls me out. If you're just coming into this space today, we're talking about don't stop believing. And I shared my story, how my son, even through adversities, he lost his eyesight in one of his eyes. His mom was just like, what are you talking about? A sneaker store? That makes no sense. When he was a child, he had a dream, and we all have these dreams inside of us. And I want to invite you to pretend you're a kid again. Go back to those days when you said, I want to be a firefighter, or I want to be Wonder Woman, and dream. Dream like there's no tomorrow. This is your last day here. I have my girl, Angeline Renee, finally came on the screen. I see her there. I'm like, Renee, where are you? Renee, can you share a moment with us before we get out of here when you wanted to quit and you did not stop believing? You're up, Renee.
I was thinking about that, and it wasn't so much that I wanted to quit, but I didn't know how to continue, if that makes sense. I just didn't know. So it did feel like quitting. And just yesterday, I realized that you say it all the time, I have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And just yesterday, someone told me that when you do things with courage does not mean that you're not afraid or that you don't have cause to be afraid, but you see the benefit that will come out in the end and you do it anyway.
Yes, I love that. So to add to this, don't stop believing, have the courage, have the faith. Before we turn it over, does anyone else want to share their thoughts on the topic? I see Ryan down there raising his hand. I'm giving you a follow, Ryan, pulling you up.
I've tried to bring him up. I want him to know too that so just in case some people have had to pop in and out, but we are trying to bring you up, Ryan. So thanks, Tina.
Yeah, that helps. If you're not able to come up, just go out the room and then come back, because like we said, everyone has a seat at the table. So as you heard Mary Lynn say earlier, Monday, things are changing. We're shaking it up in here. And yes, it's scary, but change is a great, amazing thing. My normal segments are Mondays at 5 a.m. And like I said earlier, if you're up on a Saturday at 5:30, at 6 o'clock, you have a different type of mindset. Today, let's shift those mindsets to be a little bit better, to dig a little bit deeper, so we're believing in ourselves. And another thing, I don't know who said this, but your tribe can really support you when it comes to believing in yourself. That's why I feel so good. I've got my Renee here. I've got Angeline here. We have each other. So when things get kind of rocky rolling, it's like, okay, I need a little support here. And I'm so excited about these next few days as we get closer and closer to the Dallas event, because it's going to be BWC on steroids. Ramon is working very, very hard morning and night. It seems like he just doesn't sleep with the texts that are going in the back channel, with the videos, with the this, with the that. So make sure you spread the word. And I'm going to be turning it over to someone soon. My brain is kind of out of it. Who am I turning it over to, Mary Lynn?
Dr. Jeannie Snyder.
Oh, yes. Dr. Jeannie Snyder is coming through. Happy Saturday. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. Dr. Jeannie, are you ready for me to throw the mic at you?
I am ready, but I hope you'll stay in the room.
Yes,
and
yes.
And engage. We've
yes.
had such a great conversation with your segment this morning, so thank you, Sarah Stina.
Yes, thank you all. Have a great weekend. I'm done. I'm throwing it to you.